Hey guys, what's good? Welcome to Order of Opinion. I'm your host Tim. This is my co-host Anthony.
What's good, guys?
For those of you returning or just tuning in, we are going over our ranking of the movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe from the shittiest to the greatest. Order of Opinion. Next, we have Captain America: Winter Soldier. Is it the Winter Soldier or Winter Soldier?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Actually, I think I do care because it's Cap.
It's Cap.
So I'm going to say the Winter Soldier.
All right. It is.
What do you got? What's your ranking?
I gave it an 8.8.
8.8.
Yeah.
And that was number...
It was number 2. I mean, it was a very solid Marvel movie. They have
beyond solid. It was damn near great.
It was breaching that promising moment where it just had a couple scenes that made you sort of scratch your head.
Just convenient.
Convenient or boring.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was solid action.
I think, in my opinion, it has the 3 best action scenes. One of the 3, like if we do a ranking of the top 10 action scenes in MCU, this has 3 of those 10, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The elevator scene.
Oh yeah.
The highway scene.
And
the boat scene.
Yeah, the boat scene is the first time where you actually see Captain America hit somebody and you're like, fuck, that dude's dead.
Yeah. Or you would think he's dead.
Dude,
right?
He like broke
until he fights fucking George St. Pierre.
Yeah.
Surprised him and Hulk didn't fight him in the octagon.
Yeah.
Like
Bruce Lesnar. Yeah. Making a resurrection into the octagon back from wrestling.
Yeah, but Cap, the thing I liked about this movie the most was, to me, how I compared it was, and I hate comparing movies, right? To me, if I was an artist like the directors, like the Russo brothers, I'd be angry if somebody compares my shit to everything. Because that's what fucking happens all the time.
Oh,
People, every time they make a work of art, it has to be compared to something. Or someone has some talent or is good at something, so they compare them to something of the past.
It's true.
So, but if I were to, I would say it's a mix of Dark Knight and the Bourne series.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you on that. The scenes, it's more of a spy thriller than it is a big
political
action
thriller almost. A subliminal message at a political theme in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Is basically, as humans, do we trust when stuff gets really chaotic and stuff gets bad, how much are we trusting in our government to keep us safe, and how much do we let them take over?
Yeah, how much are we trusting in them? How much are they hiding from us?
Yeah.
And are these really the people that we want to be hiding these secrets?
Yeah.
And that's really shown in this movie, and it is the first time. I mean, they do talk about accountability or whatever, saving people. But this is the first time where they get really political.
Yeah.
And so it does have that political thriller and almost like Cap sort of learning to be a spy.
Yeah.
From Natasha.
And what I liked with Cap is this very American theme of, he's a soldier. He's only known how to be a soldier because he's a virgin, And
he came out with that ice with a stiffy.
Yeah.
Never went away.
He's had, you have one girl's tits on your mind for 7 years in the ice. I don't know. He must have the ultimate form of blue balls.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he must be so shriveled by now. That's why he's so angry in this movie. He becomes a dick.
He's a prick with everybody.
Yeah, he's so short.
Like with Natasha, he's like, bitch, get your feet off the dash. Bitch, I know what that song is. Bitch, what? What do you want? You know, it's like...
He attacks her when he thinks that she... I mean, I guess granted he thinks that everybody's against him, but the way he approaches her when she comes up behind him at the hospital when he's going for the chip, he just gets in her face and then
it's like if there were people there, they'd be calling domestic abuse on you, bro. And
he looks so annoyed that he doesn't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Like he's having some withdrawals of something.
Well, and that's what I think it is. Like I said, touching on this real American theme of he's only been a soldier. He only knows how to follow orders. Now he's not sure of what he's doing anymore, as he thought he was fighting the good fight. But now he doesn't even know who he's fighting for anymore. And he's sort of going through this phase where he's like, what do I do with my life now? What do I do? What's my purpose? Right? As I think that was his whole character arc, is figuring out his purpose through this movie.
And you see it in the beginning, too. He even goes, oh, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s sending me on another fucking mission.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what does this have
Fury's
to do?
boo-boos.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, what does this have to do?
Yeah.
He's like, literally, I could shit in my shield and throw it and kill everyone here, and the mission would be over.
What would this shit have to do with anything?
It could, like, infect the people that didn't die immediately, I guess.
Cap would be that raw.
Yeah.
He throws it at a dude's eyes. And if I don't kill you with that one hit, there's poo on your eyes and you're dead. Motherfucker.
Guerrilla
or at least you're
warfare.
getting some pink eye. You'll be sick for a few days.
You learned that trick from Black Panther. It's a special trick that you learned.
The thing I did have a problem with those good action scenes is that they, shaky cam. A little bit too much of it. But oh my god, the hand-to-hand combat, the shield,
It almost
how they
makes
utilize
up
the
for
shield.
shaky cam.
They utilize the shield so much. They show how Cap fucking keeps his shield against his wall like a goddamn skateboard.
Yeah, and he always is carrying it around with him. Like when he,
as if he rode his shield to the fucking his shitty apartment.
Yeah, like when he talks to Pierce, he's this shield just sitting there on the couch. And he just stands up. He's like, "All right," and he grabs his shield and dips. Like it's just that much of a part of him. He needs to have a movie. Where...
I wonder if he puts it on his lap when he's eating dinner as like his little like napkin on his lap.
I mean, it could stop the force of any food falling into his lap.
Stain-free Captain America suit,
Yeah, you need to be stain-free when you're Captain America.
Thing is, who's he going to take to dinner? Because he apparently has a 90-year-old woman's tits on his mind all the time, and he's trying to fuck her grannies.
I mean, that's true.
Which he doesn't know. Granted, he doesn't know who she is, but I think it's hilarious the way Cap, tries to mac on bitches as if he couldn't just get any chick in the world by just being like, hey, I'm Cap.
Right?
Here's my shield. I'll make dinner in my shield. We'll eat fucking Cheerios out of my shield. Then we'll fuck in my shield after. Right? It's like, come on. He can get any chick he wants. And yet when he tries to mac, he's like, hey, you want... After this weird-ass joke, right? Where the chick's like, yeah, I washed all the infectious diseases out in the genital wards.
Man, he looks at her, and that's a great scene, too, because he goes, again, Cap going through the motions.
Yeah.
Looks at her, and he's like, hey, baby, you want to get some coffee later? It's like, I got a spot for us.
No, remember he was like, you can use my washer. She's like, what's it going to cost? She's like, cup of coffee.
Yeah, a cup of coffee. And then she's like, you left your music on. He's like, yeah, you like what I was thumping, that 40s shit? And then really he's like, all right, piece of bitch, hit me up. Turns around, and as he's turning around, he's like, oh, fuck, what's going on?
That's exactly what happened. Oh, yeah, and it's great. Like I said, the character arc with him is great. The pacing is just spot on to me.
Yeah.
It has, like you said, for that spy thriller, so all of the dialogue is people trying to figure out each other, which is really cool. Like him and Fury, him and Natasha.
Everyone is a suspect. It's like an old black and white movie.
Yeah.
It's like that whodunit on the train.
Yeah.
Everyone's a suspect, and he's in the center of it. He knows he's right. The viewer knows that he's right.
Yeah.
But you're sort of trying to figure out as the viewer what's going on around him. Who can he trust?
Well, it also shows how smart Cap is, because Cap is the smartest, greatest man ever.
He figures out everything almost immediately. Like, it's ridiculous.
Immediately. Like, there's multiple points where you're like, how did he just, get that right away?
Dude, I feel like he's that kid in class, and he just has all the answers scribbled, on his shield. So he just looks down, and he's like, all right, what do I do in this moment? He's like, okay, this speech.
Well, the whole speech with Redford, when he talks to Redford, and he kind of figures out that Redford's kind of an asshole. Yeah. He's like, all right, look, I'm keeping everything a secret, motherfucker. And then he leaves. Then when he goes to the best action scene in the movie to me, the elevator scene.
Oh yeah, that shit went.
He figures it out instantly just by the body language.
Yeah.
Of the
because he's
what do they call it? Strike.
Inside the elevator, and I think in the meeting too, because he's sort of cool off telling Pierce anything.
Yeah.
And he can just sort of tell he's getting a weird feeling not to trust anybody. And then with Strike, he's getting a weird feeling.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show his...
He's just the greatest.
He is the greatest. His tactical genius.
Where isn't he a genius? Or just a noble man?
He can throw a shield and disable a plane. Which is one of the shittier scenes, but still sort of speaks to how cool Cap is.
I somehow get his facial expressions through his CGI body. That's how raw he is.
Right?
Yeah, so the movie opens with him running around the Washington monuments, or whatever the fuck that is, or whatever they're doing.
Yeah, and Sam Wilson's getting pissed off that he's he knows. This is what I didn't get. Is Sam Wilson's getting pissed off that he's lapping him, but he knows who he is. So it's like he should know he goes faster than him, but he's still like, God damn it.
Yeah, what the fuck?
He's just running. Yeah, and then at the end he craps out.
I wonder if he thinks he could still probably take Cap in basketball. Like, I wonder who would win one-on-one.
I don't know. They don't show the pickup game at the VA.
Does he get his wings?
Does he get to... How high can Cap really jump?
I don't know. But what if Cap can use the shield?
What if Cap has like a vertical leap of 50 feet or something? He like barely needs to hop.
They need to show that. Cap playing some sports.
He could easily... They do hint at it in this one.
Yeah. Because Falcon's like, why don't you be fucking UFC fighter and fight George St. Pierre? Oh, wait, you did that already.
And when he meets Sam Wilson, they immediately have this bond.
Yeah.
And he's sort of like, oh, dude, check out,
Marvin Gaye before his dad clapped him off.
Yeah. Check him out. He's singing
and then
the Trouble Man soundtrack.
Cap's like, Steve Jobs, President Bush. Like, what the fuck, as if you don't know that shit. Motherfucker, you can use a cell phone and figure out text and shit. You don't know what the hell who the hell Steve Jobs is, you jackass.
Apparently he doesn't, because he has a notebook
But he doesn't need to know.
I think one of the... And he's, like, looking up inconvenient shit. He's like, who's Nirvana? Like, why would that be relevant to you at all? Someone recommend... And Marvin Gaye at that. Oh, yeah. I like your running music, man. They were, like, sharing their earbuds. That's how he found out about it. Like, they were lovers sharing their earbuds. He's like, I like your running music, man. Do you want to be on my team? He's like, anything for you, buddy.
Yeah. But don't you like that about this movie? It hints, as it'll show in Civil War, it hints that everyone's just sort of down to help because Cap needs the help.
He doesn't even have to convince them.
No. He doesn't want them half the time. And they're like, wait, hold on. You need help, Cap? I got you, bro.
Yeah.
And
it's true. Everyone really likes Cap a lot, apparently. Even the higher-ups trust Cap. Think about it, because at this point, Fury trusts Cap, but how long has he really known Cap?
Yeah.
Cap was only in battle for... Well, I guess they allude that he did a fuckload of missions.
Are you talking about Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get one thing straight, motherfucker. Is that Fury is at least a top 3 character in MCU.
Yeah.
He's great.
There was too many motherfucking Hydras on his motherfucking shield. And that was the whole problem with the movie.
Yeah.
And he figured it out.
He has one of the... Excuse me. I subtract the boat scene from the top 3.
Oh,
that might be top 20.
That's...
The Fury chasing might be one of the best Marvel action scenes ever.
That's Marvel. That's like one of the best car chase. That might be
shit was
a
great.
lot of Mad Max scenes. That might be Fast and the Furious scenes.
Well, it was great until he pulled out his Mace Windu lightsaber and went through the ground. And Bucky's like, I'm going to walk. I know I'm an assassin. This guy's in this crashed car, but I'm going to walk as slow as fucking as possible over here.
Even though he apparently has a gun that can shoot explosive discs. Anyway, which he could have just shot again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he pulled out of the fucking Mario Karts some weapons and fucking shot him.
Yeah, you only get one shot, man, and then you have to grab the next box. That's essentially what it was like. And what's weird about that scene, too, is he sort of, like you said, he gives the police a
it's like, want to see my lease? Fucking pigs.
Yeah.
It's like...
They're speaking on... This is the first time where they're starting to speak on... Like I said, this whole movie, they really speak on a lot of issues, apparently.
Yeah.
Fury, I guess they're going to use as a way to... they're profiling him, I guess you want to say, which is weird because in a way they're hunting him. So he's almost right.
He has to be profiled.
Yeah.
And is it necessarily the fact that he's bald, old, and black, or is it that he's bald, old, and black with an eye patch?
Well, he does look like a fucking pirate. When you see a pirate driving around...
And pirates were what started the whole conflict. So... So Natasha shows up and she tells Falcon, like, hey, if I can't get that Hulk dick, let me get that Falcon Black D.
Yeah, he even squats down. He's like, what's good, girl?
Good? And
he's like, meet me
Cap's
over here.
Cap's like, all right, it's in the friend zone, Cap. He's like, guys, stop. Let's go.
Hey, we got a mission, son. And then they go, he's in the plane, and everybody, he's like apparently they didn't really want to hide that they were going to be evil because they made every strike look like a B-rate Punisher.
Right.
Like, those are the people that got rejected for the Punishers. They're like, fuck, let's make a whole team of them. So he's hanging out with the Punisher team.
And Cap, like, they send him to this boat that's apparently with S.H.I.E.L.D. agents that are apparently taken over by pirates.
Yeah.
So some Captain Phillips shit going on in Marvel now. And Cap just jumps off the ship. No parachute.
No parachute.
And even the Purge guy, the dude from the Purge, is like, Did he have a shoot? He's like, no, he didn't.
Like that goddamn son of a bitch. He's doing it
And
for
Cap
America.
just goes on the boat, and one of the greatest shaky cam scenes in the movies.
I know you
this
can't
year, at least.
hate on the shaky cam scene.
I can a little bit. It looks shitty sometimes. I don't like being discombobulated when I'm trying to see hand-to-hand action.
Yeah.
And I get that you have to do that to make it look that cool, apparently. But, and like I said, and to speak on a good note with the action is like the score, dude. That score is very suspenseful. It, like I said, it feels like Dark Knight. Even with the Bucky score, like every time it's like the screeching.
Yeah, and I think it was directed well because you saw all the enemies and you think that it's going to zoom out and he's just going to rush by a lot of them, but it just sort of zoomed out to show him running, then it zoomed back in and had a bunch of these small action scenes.
Yeah.
Like he stabbed a dude in the hand, then kicked his hand out of the knife.
Yeah.
Like by kicking him in the face, his hand got ripped off or something.
Yeah.
Cap, he broke a dude's back when he kicked him off the damn boat.
And Natasha's shooting people, which is a big thing in this movie. A lot of fucking people die for being a PG-13 movie. Like, a lot of people die.
They set it up so... I mean, dude, you see basically Fury's chest explode.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And the fight coordination is great because it doesn't look super coordinated. Like, it still feels...
Brawlerish.
Yeah, brawlerish, exactly. And then... You know, then he gets to George St. Pierre and
I have
George
a big
St.
problem
Pierre.
here.
Yeah. You go ahead. Speak on.
Is he metahuman? Is he
I don't
enhanced?
think he is. I just think he's raw.
He's just raw. So, but they make it look like Cap. Even he puts the shield back and he kicks his ass.
Yeah.
With a spinning flip kick, knocks him out. He gets back up again.
Yeah.
He takes him down into the door. It gives him a solid 5 times stronger than the average human being punch to the face, which should shatter his face. And he gets up seconds later to throw a grenade and just dip out the door like, peace.
Yeah.
Like he's just gone. Like, what the fuck?
And Natasha's just like, all right, I'll take the fault on that one. And then doesn't do anything. Or it doesn't seem like he does it.
I think they did that just because they needed a drawn-in fight scene. Like, they needed one that wasn't so quick and lasted a little longer.
Well, and that's what, the whole point of the movie is Natasha's trying to get the underage porn that Fury has hidden in the fucking zip drive.
Right?
And
he's trying to get his snuff videos that he was making in Algeria.
So she gets it back. She gets the hard drive, and Cap's like, what the fuck is going on? Who the fuck are you?
Well, Cap is now the internet police.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you can't take data. Even though he barely apparently understands what the fuck data is. Because he doesn't know who Steve Jobs is. So he's like, you can't just... Other people have different missions. He sort of comes across as being arrogant in this movie. Like, he's really afraid. I think he's sort of coming off of being afraid in Avengers, too. Like, he has... There are a lot of shit happening.
Experience in what he's doing.
Yeah, and he's
just think about it. Confused. He's used to fucking Hitler lookalike shooting at him. And that he could just hold his shield up and will probably win a battle. Now he's seeing aliens and fucking technology,
Yeah, and the aliens, like, that was pretty straightforward for him. Okay, there's aliens, and now he's legitimately confused. There's a lot of shit going on that's going over his head.
Yeah.
And he's just like, fuck. He's like, why is she taking... He doesn't understand why she would have a different mission.
Yeah.
Which, at the end of the scene after they let fucking St. Pierre just dip... After Cap does the cartwheel of death to him, but apparently he can get back up.
And just tackles him and knocks him the fuck
after
out.
he beats the shit out of him with the shield.
Yeah.
So he still gets his ass.
Well, no, that shit was great because the dude was like, I thought you were not just a man with your shield, and he just threw his shield down and his helmet.
Yeah. He's like, let's see,
Fuck
bitch.
It. Yeah. So that was really cool. And so, Cap's all pissed off, so he goes up to Fury and he's like, yo, what's going on? I'm fucking Cap. You should be able to tell me everything. I am the greatest soldier ever. And Fury's like, bitch, I can compartmentalize whatever the fuck I want. Who the fuck are you? I told you, motherfucker, I got the best soldier on my hands. You can handle the hostage shit. Natasha, she's a fucking whore. She'll do whatever I fucking tell her to do.
So what do you think, at this point, why do you think that everybody's tripping so hard? Because they, as a viewer...
I think that Cap, if you're looking at it through Cap's eyes, Cap's sort of like, yo, I'm like beating people up, fucking people up for something that I don't know about.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to know what I'm fighting for.
And he says that in the plane while they're going.
And he has no friends. His
doesn't.
his barbershop quartet died. And
his only other friend that you think that he's even sort of made in the movie, he just made.
yeah.
He literally just made a friend running, exercising, being Captain America.
So I think that Cap's just questioning now, like, Fury, what the fuck? After the Avengers 1, where they were doing some other shit also, and Cap was questioning it. So he still has this odd relationship with Fury, not really trusting him. And Fury kind of, he gives in a little bit. He's like, I'm nice, you know?
Yeah, Fury tries to show him the weapons of mass destruction they made, essentially.
The Project Insight.
And Cap looks at it, and Cap's sort of a hypocrite here, because he's like, but he makes a good point, too. It's a weird way, because you view him as a hypocrite.
He's trying to explain what Project Insight is going to do for America, or not just America, I don't know, the world, I'm assuming.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is a world organization.
And he's explaining to them that, hey, look, these are going to protect everybody. Now we can track down terrorists before any shit goes down.
Before they come out of their fucking
and Cap
anal
sort of
hole.
says, hey, look, bitch, when I fought in World War II, it was for freedom. Y'all are basically taking freedom away and telling people you're protecting them.
Yeah, and he basically makes the point, too. He's like, well, when you use a weapon to prevent a war, you're always making it worse.
Yeah.
Whereas, when we used our weapons was because the war was brought upon us. We had to end it for, like you were saying, freedom.
For freedom, yeah.
Because people were being imprisoned. Not because we think that people might start acting up.
Yeah.
Which is a whole nother... Like, Cap sort of sees it, but at the same time, I don't think he really sees the hypocrisy in that statement. Because
even Cap Fury's like, hey, look, motherfucker, I saw the records. You killed some motherfuckers, too, you hypocritical prick.
Yeah, you killed a lot of people. And if you even think about just what we know of World War II, like, they killed a lot of innocent people, especially with the bombs. So how can Cap really justify that in terms of what Fury's going through? And it's a whole nother world. Aliens, Thor.
Yeah.
They got fucking... At this point, Iron Man has had his share of, like, fuck-ups.
Yeah.
And everybody... And that's sort of a common theme is with all these superhero movies. Everybody's had their own fuck-ups. And I think S.H.I.E.L.D. just has to make the safe plan.
Yeah.
But, obviously...
And they sort of end weird there. Fury's like, you better get with the program, motherfucker. And Cap's like, I'm good, bruh. Like, see me off, bruh.
He's like, later, I'm fucking going home. I'm gonna play some records, and I'm gonna
go not get recognized in my own fucking museum. I'm gonna visit my homeboy Bucky over there.
Good old Buck.
And so Cap's kind of going to his past, sort of looking at his past, trying to remember obviously what Fury said to him bothered him a little bit. He's trying to think about what was his point.
Ooh, and we forgot to mention, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Stark again, fucking up.
Oh my God.
Giving them the repulsor engines.
The repulsor engines, yeah.
He creates the
weapon. He just can't not fuck everything up with his great ideas.
That's
right?
The curse of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Dude, I would kill myself if that were me.
Yeah.
So back to him going and visiting his past.
Yeah, so he goes to the museum. I don't know. I thought this part was sort of boring. And then he goes and sees.
Well, it's
Peggy.
expositional too.
Yeah.
Think about it. It shouts out Hydra, big theme later on.
Yeah.
Shouts out Bucky, big theme later on.
Yeah.
Then shouts out Peggy. Literally the next scene is him going and seeing Peggy.
Yeah.
So use that one scene to set up essentially 3 themes.
I'll never leave my best girl.
Yeah. And he's crying because
which was sort of cool too, right? Because she was the founder of S.H.I.E.L.D., I believe, or one of the founders.
Well, yes, she was one of the founders with Tony Stark, Howard Stark, and some other assholes.
Yeah. So he has this conversation. He's trying to fill up her blouse, because Cap's a fucking weirdo right
He's
now.
like, dude, I know that they're not going to be as good as they were when I first met you. Can I please see the titties? I've been waiting. I have been waiting.
Yeah.
I need to nut.
Yeah. And then he goes and sees Falcon, about dealing with his PTSD. Like I said, this good.
Oh, but prior to that, they have the cousin to the Jedi Council meeting.
Yeah.
Where you see that.
Which is weird, because shouldn't Samuel Jackson be in that meeting? Because he's Mace Windu also.
Yeah, so, the Emperor's calling.
A little bit of Eddie Murphy shit going on.
Yeah.
But, they have a Jedi Council meeting, and fucking Robert Redford's defending Fury.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? And we find out later why he really hired Fury as director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, Robert Redford's a genius.
A fucking genius.
For accepting the role in this movie and the villain in this movie.
Yeah. It was well thought out villain, and so yeah, they're basically saying letting a boat getting hijacked by fucking pirates. What the fuck is going on? This is goddamn S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
you know?
That you allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, Papa Fury
and then
had a plan.
At this point, Fury's like, oh shit, I can't get back my fucking underage porn.
Yeah, because he looks at the hard drive and it shuts it out.
He's like, fuck. And
He's
so
like, I want this.
He's like, if I let those carriers go and they find the underage porn on this disc, I'm fucked.
Which they show in the next scene coming up.
Well, he asks him to delay. He asks Redford to delay the helicarriers.
Yeah, because in his mind he thinks that because he can't access the
There's
files,
something going on.
that maybe Insight might be corrupted.
Yeah,
which he's obviously not wrong about.
Yeah, and Redford's sort of like, all right, as long as you have fucking Iron Man show up to my kid's birthday party and piss all over him.
He can shoot those missiles into the cake.
Yeah.
He's like, just let him kill my family. I got business to attend to after this anyway.
They weren't down with the Hydra cause.
Nah.
You know.
His nieces and nephews were pro S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, and then that's when, Cap's like, Falcon, can you help me out with my PTSD, man?
Yeah.
Bucky died.
He's like,
he died on the Hydra train.
The Hydra train.
And
everybody board the Hydra train, because that seems to be what's the theme of this movie too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Cap fighting Hydra.
The train of Hydra soldiers that come after Cap in this is amazing.
And
he's
so Falcon's like, dude, why don't you try and dunk a basketball? You're trying to play 1-on-1, bitch, $200.
Yeah, he's like, we'll play some basketball. You do some UFC. Fuck crime. Think about it. What if Cap actually just gave up and was like, all right, I'm cool.
Yeah. Well, I think Cap was cool. I think he didn't want to follow orders anymore. He was tired of getting fucking orders, and that's what Falcon kind of said. He's like, hey, look, it's been 5 years. I ain't had a fucking order. Fuck the white man.
Yeah.
And
he also had sort of his moment with Fury where he was like, I don't even know if the person giving me orders is trustworthy.
Yeah.
So he is having this moment, and he even says it to Falcon. He's like, you think about getting out? And he's like, yeah, I guess, but I don't know what the fuck. What would I do? I'm fucking 6'7" or whatever.
He's like 6'7". He's over 6 foot.
He's like 6'2" or something.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm 6'2". I can literally lift a Volkswagen Bug. Like,
and I only know how to kill people.
And I'm pretty sure my blood is a PED. Like, I don't think I'll test clean in any fucking athletic sport.
Yeah, that's true. And then that goes into Fury. To me, it's alluded that Redford sent a hit out on Fury now.
Yeah.
So Fury goes through this great chase scene, which is, like I said, a lot like Dark Knight. Some guy standing in the middle of the street, shoot, with a gun in their hand.
Shooting the car, flipping
the car. That's all I'm saying. So he does the Mace Windu lightsaber scene. He gets through the ground.
Which conveniently, there's a sewer or something below him. And the little laser was powerful enough to go through that much.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever that was.
Yeah. And then, so then Cap is going home to a shitty apartment.
That's when he sees the girl and he's like, what's up?
Yeah, and then they have that weird exchange, and as Cap grabs his fucking skateboard off the wall, his shield.
Which he breaks into his own house.
Yeah.
He actually waits till she leaves, and he's like, shit, I gotta go through the window because someone's in there to beat me up, I guess. What does Cap think is gonna happen? Like, he will murder anybody.
Yeah, and Fury's there talking in code, even though people, like, if there was really ears everywhere, would they not recognize Fury's voice?
Yeah, well, apparently they do. But that, and wouldn't they show that S.H.I.E.L.D. has the technology to look at, like, text messages and shit and just pull your data.
Well, he wasn't texting him, remember, he was just writing on the phone.
But even then, they can pull the screen of a phone. Like, this is deeper than the FBI.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And this is their phones. Like,
but see, at this point, I mean, the movie is really getting tense. Like, you're like, what the fuck is about to happen?
Yeah,
like,
because really, even Cap's sort of confused.
Yeah. So if you're going from his perception, you're like, dude, what is really going on?
Cap sees Fury all beat up. He's like, dude, what the fuck? Because at first, I think he actually sort of, Cap's so honest and doesn't lie that when Fury's saying the whole line about his wife, I think Cap actually
thought it was his wife.
Believed it was his wife and was being that much of an asshole.
It's like, hey, buddy, do you want an airbag or something?
Yeah,
I think those were around 20 years ago.
Yeah, he's like, I guess you can sleep here. I don't know how I feel about that. What time do you wake up? Because I don't like waking up early. I'm fucking Captain America. I go to work when I want to go to work. And I stay beautiful.
He's the greatest, dude.
Yeah.
He's just the best. And, that's when Winter Soldier shows up. Did they show him being programmed to kill Fury? I don't remember.
No, but he claps him.
He shoots the fuck out of him.
Yeah, it was...
Fury's like, don't trust anyone, which was cool because him and Cap's development was cool. It's like they ran out of so many people to trust that they were like, all right, well, this guy's been the most asshole and he might be telling the truth, so I'm going to trust Cap. And Cap's like, well, I mean, Fury just got clapped right in front of me, so I might as well trust him.
Yeah. Right? They don't trust each other enough to the point where so much bad shit happens to each other, they have to trust each other. They're like, oh shit, you were right, bro. Like, fuck, we were both right. We were on the same page this whole fucking time. And
if they had just, cooperated with each other in the beginning, like Cap said, because he's a fucking genius, it probably might have been a little better off than what had to actually happen in this movie.
Yeah, and like a little fucking communication, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's all Cap wanted.
And so they show Cap chasing after Bucky, and they pay homage to the first movie when he overruns. In Cap 1, he overruns and he lands into the store. This time he just lands into the wall.
Yeah, he deflects off the wall. That whole scene is just him running off of walls.
Yeah.
Like over
I really
desks
like that
and shit.
It was directed perfectly, which a lot of the movie was.
You could tell this was a different... What was cool about that scene specifically, like him crashing into the wall and running over shit and running on the wall, it shows that he's actually, like, rushed. It's not normal Captain America, the cool, calm, and collected. Like, Fury just got fucked up. Cap's actually sort of freaking out.
Yeah.
I think you see that for the rest of the movie, how tense he is.
Well, then when he sees Bucky, he's sort of like, huh? As he catches the shield being thrown by his bionic arm, probably like 200 miles an hour. Cap can just catch it and moves his whole body when he catches it.
There's a couple times where Cap gets fucked up in this where you're like, damn, he should have at least broken a bone, right?
Yeah.
Like, does he have adamantium bones?
Yeah, right. And then Fury's in the hospital, and he has a Star Wars death, and meaning he's not dead, and
his ghost comes back.
Yeah,
and
he
stands
somehow is a
beside
ghost.
his
It's
body.
gonna be something, and you already know that he's not really dead somehow, and Cap hides his underage porn coincidentally behind some kids' bubblegum.
Like 2 packs of kids' bubblegum, too. Like, if you were legit buying a snack and you saw a hard drive
and bubblegum's pretty common to me.
Yeah.
I mean...
Not just that, but if you saw the hard drive and then you're like, shit, I only have to buy 3 things to get that hard drive, I'll fucking buy it. I don't know what's on it, but I'll fucking buy it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you, if you were just a fucking normal person?
That's true.
Well, then to activate it, you'd have to go to the mall and look like a fucking emo couple.
Yeah, that's true. And then, so Cap, Strike tells him that, S.H.I.E.L.D. wants him. And this is the great scene to me when he goes to see Redford. It's not Redford. What the fuck? Alexander Pierce in the movie. Robert Redford.
Alexander Pierce.
Does a great job. One of the best actors.
Not Pierce Brosnan. Not Robert Redford. Alexander Pierce.
Yes, Alexander Pierce. Well, Robert Redford's the actor.
Yeah.
And Cap is basically figuring... Redford, spoiler alert, he's the fucking bad guy, right? The way that they show his duality here, or the way he's trying to portray that he's actually after who killed his friend, or what has happened with Fury and what's going on with Fury, is great. He's explaining, look, Fury's done some shady shit in the past, and he bugged your house, Cap. And I have pretty good intelligence that he hired those pirates. So he's basically trying to convince Cap that Fury's behind all this shit, and that whatever info Fury has and that may have been given to Cap, he needs to give it over.
True, but then he turns it around. He's like, but I believe it all. Like, he sort of buys into so he plays this double role with him. He's like, I can either sway Cap one way or let him sway the other way. Either way, I want my ass covered.
Yeah.
Like, so that he falls in line with me.
He's trying to get that info back.
And I think Cap picks up. He's like, dude, I'm not supposed to give that to anyone.
He's the smartest. He's the greatest.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
He's
talented.
Perfect. He's literally perfect.
And, so he sort of figures it out, and he's like, I was kind of told not to trust anyone, so I think I'm going to do that. Peace out.
So they put on the fucking hit.
Yeah, he puts on the hit in the greatest elevator fighting scene.
Yeah.
Just fucks up everybody.
I like that scene.
And then just jumps off the elevator and lands on his shield.
That was the questionable part of the scene to me. I mean, I guess because vibranium absorbs the vibration, but the coolest part of that scene where he's literally the last dude, he grabs him and just throws him into the roof. Like Hulk status.
Yeah.
Even somehow Cap can make fighting in an elevator look like the shit. The way they're directing this movie, it's so close quarters. Almost everything that you see that's been done in it it really draws you in.
Yeah.
And it feels fast paced, then it breaks a little to let you breathe and sort of figure out the story.
Yes.
Then it jumps again and then you hit this action.
And the dialogue. I mean, it's carrying the plot forward.
Yeah.
It's not just this bullshit. Which there are a few exposition scenes that are just sort of like,
bad.
oh god. Yeah.
Like when he's talking to Cap, that is technically like expositional speak on the plot.
Yeah.
But it's framed. He's using it to twist the plot himself with Cap, and it's not. It proves a point with Fury, like who Fury is and why Fury was the way he was, and why he and them had the relationship they had.
Yeah.
So there are some scenes where they do exposition right, but then I think like the computer scene later on.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. But after the elevator scene, he apparently S.H.I.E.L.D. only has one ship to send at him, and he fucks it up, which I think was the worst action scene ever.
But, like I said, it still makes you root for him because he can throw a shield and fuck up a ship. Like that's how raw Cap is.
Yeah, that's true. It almost seems like the adrenaline is feeding his abilities almost. Like the more shit he has to do, the more incredible shit he does.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and he goes back to the hospital to get the underage porn that Fury's been hiding, and Natasha's chewing the bubble gun. Conveniently, she found that.
And he threatens to kill her essentially. He's like, dude, what the fuck have you got? What do you know? I'm choke holding you against this because I will kill you.
And that's another expositional scene where she explains the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. But I do like they show their relationship. She and her weaknesses.
Yeah.
She's sort of like, dude, I just pretend. It's an act. I don't act. I know as much as you. I do my job just like you. I'm pretending to be smarter than I am.
And what's great about Cap is he's really just trying to figure people out because he's like, guys, I worked with you. I saved the world with you. What the fuck? Yeah. What is going on? Seriously. I just want to fight motherfuckers for a good reason.
Right? He literally, the only thing that he can do is sort of grapple on to the mission.
Yeah.
Like at this point, he's been given a mission. And sure, maybe he doesn't really understand what the fuck is going on around him, but he has comfort in knowing that he can protect this information or how to figure out this information.
Yeah.
So I think every time something goes awry, he's like, fuck, what do I do?
Well, he's just looking for somebody to trust in. He just wants somebody to trust in.
Yeah.
Because this world that he's been brought into, it just sucks for him, in his opinion. He's like, I got no one. I got no one to really trust. And I'm missing my buddy Bucky.
Yeah. He's he took the Hydra train to Deathtown, in my mind. I wanted to see Peggy's titties, and now they're just so fucking saggy and wrinkly. They look like 2 socks filled with rice.
Even if I fucked her, she wouldn't remember my dick.
Yeah, she wouldn't remember fucking me. And I let my boy tap that. Like, I introduced them. Yeah. Some shit like that.
And he sees that, and you could tell as he's watching, as she talked about how Cap was like, whoever he was associated with her husband. That Cap sort of like, you fuck someone else? God damn it.
Yeah, he had a look, and then he sees her niece, and he's like, ooh.
Yeah.
And there's a attraction across generations to the family, apparently.
Yeah, and while that's going on, so they're going to go figure out what's on this file, on this hard drive.
So they go to the Apple store.
They go to the Apple store, and simultaneously, Redford also is having a meeting with the Jedi Council again, and Yoda's like, insight you will have. And Redford,
right. And they give him
that one old lady kind of looks like Yoda.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. And Redford,
she looks like
I'm
Yoda.
surprised because I am Filipino, so I can say this. Yoda looks like an old Filipino. Like, if there was an old Filipino man in Guardians of the Galaxy, that's what fucking...
that would be the Yoda of Marvel.
But,
shit.
And anyways, Redford is essentially defending Fury as it's all found out now that Fury hired these pirates and that he was doing some shady shit, and the council does exactly what Redford wants, because Redford's a fucking genius, and convinced them by being like trying to defend his director.
Yeah.
Because he hired him because he had a trouble
They do.
pass.
They fucking release it. They let
make
it go.
They tell Insight to go, and Redford's like, oh shit, all right.
And then they show Redford give like this great speech to the employees.
Yeah.
Where he's like, well, you know, Captain America, he basically has to explain, because they don't know it's Hydra yet.
Yeah.
So he basically has to explain to S.H.I.E.L.D., you know, Captain America refused to give us intel about Fury's death. They're turning everyone against Captain America, essentially. And he's like, the way he frames it, you still don't really know he's the bad guy. Because basically what he says is, you know, we don't know what he did wrong or if he did something wrong, but he's not telling us something about something major, and that's a crime. Because he works for us, and now he's a fugitive.
Yeah.
So he turns him
around. Oh, you're talking about Cap, right?
Yeah. So he turns it around without basically saying, like, oh, we're evil and we're going to get Captain America now. He makes Cap seem sort of like the dick.
Yeah, because the grandniece of Peggy who wants Cap's dick is like, if you're going after Captain America, we need to know. We need to know why.
Yeah.
You know? And Redford's like, well, you know, just what you said. You know, he's withholding information from us.
He's like, I'm sorry he didn't fuck you.
Yeah.
And that you're sort of butthurt about that, and you want to be the first to find him to at least get that over with. But Jesus Christ, lady, sit the fuck down.
Yeah, and so Cap apparently learns how to steal modern cars in the 40s.
That's what I was going to say. How does he... Was that like a Chevy, right?
Yeah.
How did he steal a Chevy having
I don't
stolen
know.
a truck in World War II Germany? You know how many fucking... there's electronics in cars. There's computers in cars now.
Yeah. And like you said, he's being very short with Natasha. You know, he's like, get your fucking feet off the dash. We're borrowing this car, bitch. And Natasha's like, what do you want me to be? I really didn't like that scene
He's
either.
like, yeah, what do you mean?
He's like, I want you to suck my dick, but we
Yeah.
can just be friends if you want.
He's like, well, what do you want to be? He's like, I want to be what you need. It's like the biggest load of bullshit conversation ever, because it didn't explain shit.
Yeah. It just explained that she's basically saying, look, if I lie, at least I know I can get by.
And how many times does he snap at her in this movie so far, and she gives this look
Yeah.
like she wants to fuck him?
Yeah.
And she's disappointed. Like, she does it when she's stealing the data.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it in the car.
Yeah.
Even in the mall, he, like, says some shit to her, and she's like, Jesus, dude, I just
Yeah.
want to be your friend, or, like, make out with you, or do something.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we can fuck as friends. We don't have to be, like, boyfriend, girlfriend, you fucking
it's
douche.
like, no, Peggy's still alive. Only, as you'll see in the next movie, after she dies, am I allowed to move on to other bitches.
Yeah, so they go to the Apple store, and they find out that the place where they'll find their answers is at his old barracks.
Yeah.
Um,
So they have to act like weird nerd emo, like they belong at the Hot Topic. Go in there, and she's like, dude, make out with me on the escalator, because, a trained soldier's not going to look at someone.
well, that's kind of cool, though, because she's teaching him spy shit.
But think about it. This is a soldier looking for someone. They're going to look at every person regardless of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, you think that it's someone on the strike force, a trained, this is beyond a police force, These
are
It's like Black Ops military.
Yeah.
They're going to stare everyone in the fucking face.
Yeah, and it's like, what, they're not going to, like, have one dude hijack the cameras either?
Yeah, well, I guess Cap just beat the fuck out of him so much their eyes weren't working right. Because you see when that dude's in there,
that one
he
dude was
got
fucked up.
The Punisher 3.
So they go to the barracks, and they find the Zola database. Right?
Fucking Armand Zoloft. Fucking...
And they, they show this whole expositional scene where basically S.H.I.E.L.D. hired Zoloft. Now you got me saying it. Hired Zoloft as the scientist. Like, they're recruiting. This is stuff that happens in real life too.
No, that paperclip was a real operation.
Yeah, so they hired him, and he built Hydra within S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
A forever living parasite, whatever he fucking said.
Yeah.
Right?
Cut off one head, the two more will grow.
And they will show, and Cap's already pissed. He's like, fuck, I thought I fucking killed Red Skull for a goddamn reason.
Yeah, he calls Cap out, like, tough. He's like,
Yeah.
dude, everything you did and crashed into the ice for was for nothing.
Yeah.
We still worked.
And that's his arc, right? Because Cap thought he died for something noble. And really, Hydra was building within S.H.I.E.L.D., and then Cap fought for S.H.I.E.L.D., which was basically controlled by Hydra.
So he freaks out and
So he
punches
freaks the
the
fuck
screen.
out.
And the dude just has like another screen.
Which plays to his theme, right? Because Cap, his whole movie is trying to find his purpose.
I guess he sort of has a freak out.
Yeah.
He loses his
Because he realizes his initial purpose was nothing.
But like everything cool about Cap, like his extreme emotions only last like 3 seconds and he's back to normal. Like he's just like, I'm going to get pissed and punch the screen and then I'm going to listen to you again.
Yeah.
Like, all right. And they do hint out to some shit that you end up fighting in later on in fucking Civil War.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, let's just say it. It's Howard Stark dying.
Yeah.
I mean, they show Winter Soldier as an assassin that fixes things and that they cause crisis, fake crisis and whatnot. Which is, like I said, touches on some American, what do you call it? Theory. What do they call it?
Conspiracy theories, yeah.
They kind of play on that and showing that every time it was really going wrong, we just killed motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know? I think they showed Kennedy and then Howard Stark and Fury now.
Fury.
So it alludes that Bucky kills Howard Stark. So if you're smart enough, you should have known what was going to happen in Civil War.
Totally.
And
I have this thought too when I watched it. I always wondered, Cap sort of makes this face, and when he sees that there's the secret shield base,
yeah,
and that something of Hydra's was coming from that base, and he sees the picture of Peggy Carter, he sort of gives this face like, fuck, Peggy, like I basically told you I joined this for you, and like some shit's going down. What did you allow?
Yeah.
Like, I think in his mind, he's like, dude, I don't think I understand S.H.I.E.L.D. at all anymore.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
He especially at this point when he does have that freak out, I think he's really like, that's the one time you see Cap's pure emotion.
Yeah.
Of like, I don't know what the fuck is
going
on.
Yeah, he's definitely done at this point. That's true. And then apparently a Jericho missile flies in the fucking base, and you can survive it.
Or a Hellfire missile.
You can survive it with maybe a half body covering shield to help to save 2 people in a very small bunker. Can survive fire.
Yeah, there's a couple times where the shield somehow has magic expanding abilities, and this is one of them.
Which would be cool if he actually showed, or just give him a little bit of a bigger shield, so that when he's fucking standing and there's bullets being shot at him, it doesn't make you think, hey, can you just shoot at his fucking shins and knock his ass to the ground?
You see it with the minigun guy.
Yeah, right?
Later on, like, dude, why, if you have a minigun, you're shooting like thousands of bullets.
Yeah, come on.
Like, why are you aiming it all at the shield? How is that even possible that all the bullets went directly at the shield?
Yeah. So you're questioning what happens in the bunker, and Strike, they can't find Cap, so they're like, call in the weapon. And Redford's like, hey, Bucky, you want fucking a teaspoon of milk, you piece of shit? And
he pours him, that was my big thing, is he's like, he's like, you want some milk? All right, I'm going to pour myself some. And he pours himself like 2 sips, and he walks over with 2 sips of milk. And he's like, oh, I didn't pour enough. No, I'm pissed off, so I'll shoot my maid. And Bucky's like giving these looks this whole time. Like, you almost think Bucky's telling him what to do.
Well, okay, Bucky looks like the Bash brother grown up. One of the Bash brothers. So let's get that straight. And it'd be cool if one of the Bash brothers had a bionic arm. That'd be the greatest Mighty Ducks fucking cartoon ever.
He would have a wicked-ass slap shot.
Yeah. And so basically Redford tells him, hey, look, you got to kill Cap and Natasha now. And make sure to do it in broad daylight, although we're trying to keep you a secret.
Yeah, that's your theory is he fucks up. My theory is that I guess he just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
He just is like,
because at this point, I mean, he probably just thinks Insight's about to happen anyways. So fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe, but then they show Cap somehow knows where Falcon lives.
Well, they show him follow. No, Cap stalks Falcon exercising.
Can't tell him while he's I guess because they're hiding. But yeah, whatever.
Follows him home, goes to his back door, is like, hey man, you got any breakfast?
No, I love that because Falcon's like,
I made breakfast. You guys eat that sort of thing.
They were like, dude, no, we don't actually. We eat fucking glory and death for breakfast.
As they disrespecting the fuck out of his towels, just like Cap's rubbing his fucking dirty nutsack on him. You know?
And he walks out, and Natasha again, somehow for whatever reason, she's always around other dudes cleaning up. And she's looking, and she's like, I would have joined you in the fucking, the poor man's sink shower if I had known.
And then Cap tries to do his coach talk with her. You know, he sits right in front of her. He's
Natasha?
Like, tell me what's going on.
He's like, yeah. And she's like, I don't know what I'm doing either.
I thought when KGB took my vagina, I was done with them.
She's now like, they turned my titties into mustard gas weapons.
Now I've been fighting for something worse. And, so So she has a nice little character development.
And he gets sort of sad for her.
Yeah.
And Falcon reveals, he's like, hey, man, I used to have wings. Remember how I got mad at you running?
Cap was like,
fly.
you didn't say you're a pilot, you know, or
He's
whatever
like,
the fuck.
I'm not a pilot. I'm fucking the incarnation.
I am
of...
an actual bird,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
he's like, I am the human incarnation of Icarus. Like, I can't even fly too close to the sun. These wings are made of, like, adamantium or vibranium.
And he just sort of wants in because he's like, look, Cap, I know you need some help. Here's my resume, bitch. I want to fight. This is why you love Falcon, right? Falcon's just down.
And he even says, too, he's like, I can't ask you to help.
Yeah.
He's like, man, he's like, my boy. He's like, dude, I'll always help you. I want to sit on your lap, dude. Like, come over here, give me a hug. Like, that's how they act.
And so they find out that that Emotep is fucking was on the boat or whatever the fuck that guy's name
Sitwell.
yeah.
Whatever the
That
fucking
goddamn
name was.
Emotep. And,
He was a jackass.
And Sitwell, then they capture him.
His was like, which he sort of, he goes up and then the dude from Iron Man 2 is their Hydra.
Yeah.
Their secret Illuminati.
Yeah.
Top of the pyramid Hydra.
Yeah.
Getting all
He's
that
also hiding underage porn also.
He is, and a lot of money, apparently, because they're looking at each other, and he's like, you think I need to go to the doctor for all this money I have in my asshole? And the guy's like, probably. Yeah, it looks like your knee's giving out because of all the fucking gold coins up your butt.
I wonder why he has gold coins. But I love the government.
Nazis.
I love how they're touching as they get Sitwell and Cap. You know, they kick Sitwell off the roof, and Falcon swoops on him, and so that's how they scare him. And Cap's doing his great interrogating, as Cap does in every fucking movie he's in, just straight interrogates people, right?
Yeah, he does. He every once in a while, Cap comes around, and apparently, he's killed some prisoners before, which you find out in a secret tape.
Yeah.
Of Thor, but I mean, he will fucking interrogate some motherfuckers. He will talk to them very sternly in a Cap manner. He like has the shield, just like, remember what I can bop you with one time.
Yeah.
Like, you seen what I did in the beginning of the movie when I punched this into a dude's face.
Yeah.
That dude's dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he's saying to these fools, and he was like, nah, I'll fucking kick you off a roof this time. How about that? This is the interrogation method, is we will kill you.
Yeah.
Cap.
And when they're asking him, that's when he explains, the algorithm, Zola's algorithm on how to figure out everything about people, down to the toys you collected as a kid.
What do you mean you're doing fucking MySpace and Facebook in your college? Let's go.
Yeah.
Looking
goddamn
to kill
SAT
everybody.
scores.
Yeah.
And then they shout out Stephen Strange, if you really listen.
They do, yeah. He's like, in Stephen Strange from New York.
And then he said like Jim Carrey or some shit.
Yeah, he's like Nicolas Cage. We're gonna kill that bastard. We need a new.
He's
fucking...
a threat to Hydra, that son of a bitch. He keeps making these movies.
We need a new goddamn Ghost Rider.
And so and Cap's like, oh my god. And they
he's like, oh my god, I thought about Peggy.
And Cap has a great plan that they're going to use him to get in a shield, right? Which actually would have been a way better plan if they hadn't had killed him, because what actually happens, how they get there instead, makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, next scene is weird.
Well, the next scene's great because
but weird.
Winter Soldier just throws, like,
dude,
as they're driving on
the
free. Yeah, it was another death.
He like
in this movie,
he's like,
death 52 of the movie.
Yeah.
He throws Sitwell into the highway. He's like, ah!
Yeah, he's like, oh god. Like, he just throws himself out there.
And Cap's like, dude, fucking Falcon's like, dude, I'm in a cobalt. What the fuck?
Yeah, and then he's like, oh shit, no one taught me how to drive without a steering wheel. Like, I guess that. Let me put the wings out and I'll steer with that shit.
And that's that whole action scene is great.
A little questionable when they pop out. That's what got to me. It was a little questionable when they pop out of the car and all use Cap's shield to skate across the road unharmed.
Yeah.
Like, that part was fucking... It was a little bit much. And then also the apparent, like, what the fuck happened to Falcon's suit in this scene? And then it comes back in another scene.
Did they get the scene? Did they get his wings yet?
Yeah,
I don't know. I thought they were on
after they caught. So,
oh, that's right.
So what happened to his suit?
I don't know.
He couldn't go around and fucking make the scene a little bit better. A little few more quips.
Yeah. I think if it was Falcon after Captain America, he would at least have figured out to shoot his legs or behind him.
Falcon, yeah, but...
Because no one can think to shoot behind Captain America's back.
Well, they do when he's on the motorcycle, but his shield's on his back. So you can never stop it.
Yeah, but either way, the fighting was great. Natasha versus Bucky was great. Cap's one-on-one versus Bucky with the 14th flying knee in Marvel was great.
Dude, holy shit. And that was like a knee from hell. That was the one flying knee. That was like that was number one flying knee because that looked like it like dislocated Bucky's jaw.
Yeah. And then Cap conveniently takes off his mask and he gets a boner and he's like, oh, it's Bucky.
Yeah, he's like, oh, my friend. And he's like, you've known me since my pa died. You said we could have sleepovers because my parents were dead and I'm not a man.
Yeah. And Cap's just fighting in his fucking Pendleton suit, you know?
Yeah, he went and got the old school, the fresh. He hit him with the fresh. In the words of, R.I.P. the Jacka, hit him with that fresh. Got the suit, came out, fucking killed it.
We all know that Cap just wants to clap all his enemies.
All his enemies.
And, and when he steps through the door, hoes blow him kisses.
And he wears, apparently, white tees to the club. That's what he's about.
Yeah.
Cap in a white tee, that's just as good as Cap in a uniform.
I know. I want to see Cap in a 4X white tee just fucking fighting.
Cap 4X white tee, some, big-ass Levi's or some shit.
But, so it was a good one-on-one fight. And then as Cap... gets lost in Bucky's eyes gaze, and he's realizing, that's a great score in this movie. He fucking gets stopped and strike. They don't kill him because of they don't kill him because of a news chopper, right?
Yeah, they hold him down.
Let's not be a martyr.
Because Strike is gonna kill them.
Yeah,
they're gonna execute them in broad daylight.
Yeah,
it goes to show you that, dude, Hydra sort of doesn't give a shit anymore. At this point, they're like, okay, well, he knows who Hydra is, so let's show him who the fuck Hydra is.
Yeah.
They're coming out hard on Cap. But thank God for the gift of convenience.
Yeah. The super gift.
The super gift. Who comes, but...
It's not a stocking stuffer. It's one that you couldn't even put under the Christmas tree. It had to be left in the car.
This was
that big.
The Christmas titty rabbit of gifts.
Yeah. Maria Hill...
shocks a dude.
Yeah.
And that was cool, but it was just like, what the fuck? Why did she appear? Where is she coming from? And then I guess they sort of explain that she's
like, wait, I thought I was still in How I Met Your Mother. Is this the wrong studio? And that's how she randomly shows up. That's what she was going to wear in the next How I Met Your Mother. But
yeah, right. She was like, wait, I thought, oh shit, wrong studio.
And she saves them. They do the Mace Windu.
They have a Mace Windu gun or lightsaber now.
And
that's because they're... Oh, that's how you should have known.
They go and show that Fury's still alive, of course, right? And Cap. It's weird because Cap's they put him in this restraining thing where he's just all restrained and everyone else is just normal.
Yeah.
And Cap is like, oh my God, Bucky, as Natasha's dying. Falcon's like, yo, we need some medical fucking attention before she dies. And Cap's like, Bucky, what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, Falcon is the one who noticed that she's shot. Just going to show you that Cap doesn't give a fuck about Natasha. So it is almost true. When he brags to Bruce Banner about, seeing her flirting firsthand, it's true. He was just such a dick that it didn't matter to him. He pushed her away into the Hulk's zucchini. It could have been Cap's old glory. Ended up being Hulk zucchini.
And Bucky recognizes Cap too as they're in fucking Chase's security deposit box fucking area. And that's where they train Bucky.
Keep my money.
That's where they keep Bucky brainwashed. And Bucky's like, I saw him. I knew I could recognize his penis. His bulge in his pants are a mile away.
He's like, we grew up together. We've touched tips before. I know it.
And Redford just slaps him. He's like, bitch, wake up.
Well, but first he was like, but I do have a question. He's like, did the serum make it bigger?
And, so then they brainwash Bucky again to make sure he does his mission. And they cut over to Fury talking about how he got these convenient chips. And actually, they don't mention how he got
No,
them.
they
He
don't.
just has them.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you know those things you need to fucking end the plot? Here they are. I got you. I got it from Thor from his pool.
Yeah, he was doing backstrokes.
Yeah.
We were dancing naked in the pool.
His lightning tickled
Doing
my
some
booty
synchronized
hole.
swimming.
Yeah.
And so he basically is trying to tell Cap, we could salvage S.H.I.E.L.D. We need to get some of the good people back.
Cap just puts his foot.
Which is actually useful in Avengers 2. So
a little bit.
Who's really right there?
But Cap puts his fucking foot down and
Cap
becomes the leader.
Yeah. And Fury gives into it. Cap's like, look, S.H.I.E.L.D's compromise. It was under your bitch-ass leadership and obviously went nowhere, motherfucker.
Yeah, Cap's like, even though I've only been here for like 2 years, I am now in the position to call the shots because I'm 100 years old.
Yeah.
Supposedly. I'm an old man.
And, and Maria Hill, as if we care, agrees with Cap. And, so
she's like, yeah, it could be a good idea. Then I could go back to acting and How I Met Your Mother.
And Cap is now, he's, reminiscing about Bucky.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to save him. Falcon's like, dude, I know you just met me, but, like, I'm black and he's not, so I'm way cooler.
Yeah. He's like, I
You
got
gotta-
flavor. And that makes me the best sidekick. Because I'm not going to be a bitch like these other sidekicks.
Hey, man, if you want, I'll fly us in the air. We can smoke a blunt together.
Yeah, dude, we could be high in the sky. Like, you know how many stoners want to do that? I could literally just put weed into my engines and blow smoke out of the exhaust. If that's what it takes.
And if we run out of weed, I'll just fly over somebody growing it and steal it for you, bro.
Dude, you're Captain fucking America. We'll rob a dispensary. You can just say it's like a federal closure or something like that. We got this, bro.
So Cap's like, I'm going to save Bucky, hopefully.
Falcon sort of gives him this look like, all right, dude.
Yeah. I guess I'll be there. I got you. I did say that earlier, but I'm regretting it now.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize how much of a butt buddy this guy was to you.
And my biggest problem with the movie, now as they go in their superhero mode, Cap just looks over the water, and then they just show up at S.H.I.E.L.D.
Where he gives the expositional first half, second half motivational speech, and Falcon looks at him. He's like, "Did you write that?"
I know I'm asking a lot. The price of freedom is high. It always has been. And it's a price I'm willing to pay. And if I'm the only one, then so be it. But I'm willing to bet I'm not.
Did you write that down first? Or was it off the top of your head?
Yeah, right?
Did you write the plot and then read it out to the viewer? Like, that's what basically. And Cap's like, no, I'm Captain fucking America.
Because he's the greatest.
Yeah,
he
he
can
is
say
the
whatever he
greatest.
wants on a microphone, and it enthralls me.
He could
I'll tell you what.
literally fucking fart into a microphone and it'd be cool.
Oh, yeah. Everyone would, if he just farted in the microphone, all of the computer people would be like, all right, we get it. I'm not doing shit. And,
Even some Hydra agents would turn.
yeah.
They're like, that was a
Oh, wait.
goddamn
He-
patriotic
yeah.
fart.
And, Redford finally reveals that, hey, I'm a bad guy. If you guys didn't get it by the end of this movie yet, I am a bad guy.
Yeah, and he's like, and
so,
I'm going to, like, basically they launched the Insight,
yeah.
and surprise, surprise, in the control room to launch Insight, they have a Mexican standoff. Literally.
Well, because they have to get the convenient Lay's chips in to control the helicarrier, which is right in the epicenter of the helicarrier.
Yeah, they
With no one guarding it.
They popped their
A control panel.
They popped their Pringles tube. They got out their chips. They had to go to the dome of fucking intolerance or whatever you want to call it.
But let's talk about the action before they get to those ships. Like Cap just fucking up people
Cap's
on
just
the air.
running.
Bucky just killing
Dude,
when they
Bucky-
throw their grenade at him and he picks it up and throws it in the plane.
Yeah.
And blows up. That shit was great.
Bucky literally stops the entirety of Cap's air support. Like, he kills them all.
And then after that, he does a triple axle from Falcon's twin Uzis.
Yeah.
How do you not like this movie? I mean, for a fucking superhero movie, that shit's great.
Dude, people are
It's a
getting
bird with twin Uzis.
He's
A
gangster
bird
as
with
shit.
flavor between Uzis, and Bucky does a triple axle to avoid, I want to say, 9 bullets in a millisecond.
Yeah. And you know what I noticed in this watching back is, like, Bucky, his action is fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Like, the way he fights, it
Yeah.
isn't about, you know, grace like Black Widow, and even Cap has a little bit of fighting grace.
Yeah.
Bucky just is, like, down to hit you in the head and, like, blow your skull out the back. Like, he just wants to fuck you up as fast as possible. That's why it's cool when he destroys the air support. He literally just does it sort of one at a time.
Yeah.
Walks in, he's like, all right, I got a knife, you're dead, throw a grenade at me, fuck you. You're going to blow up.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to kill you, I'm going to jump onto your ship, shoot you in the head with a pistol, and then rip you out and fly your ship.
Yeah.
Like, Bucky's the shit.
And while that's going on, Redford is revealing his evil plan, which was to kill millions of threats to Hydra that Insight was targeting. And to me, it's like, all right, why are you killing millions of people like now?
Yeah.
And why millions? As if, like, I don't understand the weapon, because they never explain it really, but are they just going to kill them? Like, does it just actually aim at just one part of their body or their head? How do you know, like, how to hit them? What if one of them's on an airplane?
Yeah.
You're just going to shoot through an airplane?
There's going to be collateral damage.
Yeah, a lot.
Like, because when they showed them ships attacking each other with the guns, they're, like, blowing up.
Yeah.
So you have to assume that's going to blow up whatever fucking building that threat is in.
I don't get it.
But with the way Hydra thinks is like, let's sacrifice these people to kill the shitty people for the greater good.
Yeah.
Because Hydra is full of assholes.
Essentially.
Grade A, dickhead assholes.
And that's when...
It was started by a dick with a red tip. Doing dick shit, like making bombs that need to be piloted.
The ultimate red rocket, you know?
Yeah.
And that's when Natasha shows her convenient face technology, and she was the actual Yoda lady, and she fucks everyone up.
And he reveals the clapper tags.
Yeah, the clapper tags, and it's like, all right, dude, you know, you didn't have that phone on you the whole time. Why wouldn't that just be in your hand the whole time if that was the plan?
And who has the sickest walk off a helicopter ever?
Fury, yeah. Fury shows up, and Natasha's basically making all the information public.
Yeah.
You know, she's sort of realizing through her character arc that, you know, I'm tired of the lies. I don't know who I'm working for anymore. I don't trust S.H.I.E.L.D., so I don't care what gets released. I'm going to give it to the public.
I think there's a bit of that. I think there's a bit of this whole, you know, again, overarching theme of accountability.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck, we have sort of fucked up. She realizes that Hydra's there. She's realizing that, you know, her whole thing of joining S.H.I.E.L.D. was to get away from a corrupt organization with the Russians. So I think she's like, fuck, the only way we can be safe is if we put everything on blast. And let the world decide. And then she's also ensuring, you know, Cap's plan that S.H.I.E.L.D. could never exist again.
That's true. That's how you would kill S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And, you know, so Redford has Fury in her because of the name tag or whatever. And all this is going on while Cap is putting all the chips in place.
Dude, Falcon's aerial acrobatics, if that's what you want to call them, that might be some of the coolest flying I've ever fucking seen.
I completely agree. And Cap and Bucky's fight is great.
Yeah,
you know, it shows how great Cap is.
And it shows that Cap's vulnerable. He can be shot.
Yeah.
He can get fucked up.
Yeah.
And he can have compassion.
Well, all the heroes did get shot. I mean, Fury got fucked up in this
Fury
movie.
got shot by Bucky.
Natasha got shot. Cap got shot and stabbed.
I don't know that Falcon did.
No, Falcon didn't.
Because he has twin
Uzis, so he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And he's holding them sideways, too.
He's holding them sideways, and he's not even flying. He's driving them by with his wings out the roof.
And, anywho,
he's
Bucky just rips off his wing, and now Falcon's like, dude, I'm done. I know, like, I'm a perfectly good soldier, can shoot a gun, but I can't fly, dude. It's over.
Yeah, right?
And
he can't find a helicopter. You can't go and do some Winter Soldier shit. I mean, think about it.
Well, he kind of does, because he's like, remember, he's in the build. He somehow gets into the building. I think he's trying to help out Fury and them. And then he fights. He fights.
He goes and thumps.
He fights Crossbones.
But he's gangster
kind of a
as
cool
shit.
Fight. Yeah,
dude, how
Falcon's
cool is
just down
Falcon?
the thump.
Falcon's,
I really like Falcon a lot.
Falcon's gangster shit.
And he's Papa Doc.
He is.
You know, whenever he's in trouble, he's definitely in a rap battle.
Yeah,
he might choke though.
He's gonna rap battle. He's gonna pull out a gun. He's gonna watch a hillbilly shoot himself in the leg. He's gonna do a lot of things.
And So yeah, but he has the most unrealistic scene in the history of mankind.
Oh, God.
As Natasha throws her fucking electric thing and they get away from Redford and they kill him or whatever, and they go to save Falcon in a helicopter.
That was sort of sick, dude. Him shooting Redford was sort of up close and personal, like just blew his heart out, essentially.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true. And Falcon escapes the exploding building.
Yeah, after
he outruns the fucking mummy dust, coming at him, and he jumps out. He jumps out of the fucking building. And he lands in the helicopter like 10 stories off.
Kicks the door off.
Hits the door, and as if he wouldn't be fucked up after that.
Dude, they're all sort of fucked up.
I think he ignores the concussion because he saw Natasha's titties, and he was like, damn.
It snapped him. It's like smelling salts. It snapped his ass out of it.
And
smelling nipples.
At this time, Cap's having the fight, his brotherly fight with Bucky. And
then
it's like,
finally...
people hate on this, though, right? Like, they make fun of Cap and Bucky, as we've been doing. They make fun of this relationship, but it's like, this is directed by brothers.
Yeah.
Bro. So, of course, they're going to have this strong male relationship be involved in the movie when that is what... he's a virgin.
And it shows him
one
fight.
Good friend.
It shows him fight. I like the part where he actually saves Bucky, essentially, and Bucky's like, okay, well, I know that you saved me, but I'm still going to try to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And then
You're
finally...
my mission.
Yeah, then finally, as it's crashing, Cap goes down in the water and it shows Bucky save him.
That was a beautiful scene. Not as beautiful, like, as in their homosexual relationship, but beautiful as in the directing.
Not like the loving flower that they have blossomed.
But yeah. The directing.
The directing was... No,
solid.
the directing throughout this movie has been solid. Yeah, shaky cam instances, but in terms of how they're going with this movie and the theme of the movie, the directing was solid. It was a little darker, little slower paced, but the action would pick up into these really intense scenes.
Yeah.
So I think it balanced itself out, and by the end, you're pretty satisfied.
Yeah. And, the helicarriers explode, of course. Cap saves the day.
Great directing on
well,
that.
I just sort of wish, it's the same typical fucking 1, 3, 2, 1 explode scene.
Crash,
I'm sort of over that shit. But that, it was
then
whatever.
crashing was cool though, falling back into the hangar.
Yeah, it sort of looks shitty though.
I thought it was cool.
But yeah, and then they, like you said, they show Bucky save Cap and just sort of leaves him there.
Bucky
like, all
looks
right,
at
dude.
him.
Like, I know you could still die choking on water, but I got you.
Bucky looks at him. He's like, I do want to lick the tip, but I have places to be. And he dips. He's like, I gotta go to a European town somewhere to bother a dude about fucking fruit.
Yeah, and then they show at the end, Natasha. She's what is that? Congress? That's not Congress.
She's at like a military like hearing.
And they're basically like, look, you made all of this shit public, and you weren't supposed to. This was confidential information, and you made it public. What's to stop us from arresting you guys? And
she basically like looks like, oh fuck.
And
okay.
she's sort of like, this is what I really liked about her character. She's sort of like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking arrest Captain Goddamn America?
Yeah.
You're gonna arrest me? You guys needed us at the end of the day, no matter what.
Yeah,
we're telling you guys, these fucking people, the people within S.H.I.E.L.D., these parasites, took over S.H.I.E.L.D. and lied to you guys and made you think that we had to do all these preventative measures in order to actually help the world when it was them singling out targets that were preventing their mission.
Exactly.
And you manipulated you guys into thinking this was this, national security issue when it was their own motives.
Exactly. And then, after she goes through that and explains basically like, fuck, I don't need you, but you need me.
Yeah.
Like fucking, then it goes to what I think is one of the best like cold closings of any of the movies.
Like that Wire ending.
Yeah, it ties back to the Trouble Man soundtrack.
Yeah.
And it's just good old Falcon sitting there with his best
End of a spy movie.
bud.
Like a 1960s spy movie.
Yeah. It's great. Why not end it that way? Why end it with this big fucking feel good scene like they've been trying to do?
At Fury's grave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why end it with that? Why not end it just as,
like I said, as if no one would recognize an old black man with an eye patch.
Yeah.
At his own grave.
Right. But then of course, they have to recognize him at his grave.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, is this what it's like to be asking Cap? Like, as if Cap fucking knows. He wasn't dead.
Yeah.
Like, he in his mind, he wasn't fake dead. He was actually dead.
Yeah.
He didn't know he was under the ice. He was fucking knocked out.
That's true.
And then he came back. So how would Cap know the answer to that question?
That's true. But yeah, I mean, and then, you know, Natasha's like, here's the Bucky files. I got it from these secret Russians that I still suck off.
Yeah.
So, and Cap's like, all right, well, you can at least give me a hand job. She's like, how about a kiss on the cheek?
Yeah.
How about an uncomfortable kiss on the cheek?
And very brotherly sister, even though I've been wanting to, like, suck your dick this
Yeah.
whole movie, kiss on the cheek.
Well, okay, like I said, let's touch on that. They could have fucked.
They could have, but Cap wasn't having it.
Well, I mean, she mentions that one. She's like, why don't you go ask out that one lady? Because the whole movie, their joke is that, you know, she's trying to set him up. And he's like, the one with the lip ring? I don't think I can handle that right now.
Yeah, he's cool off advancing.
Even though I'm staring at 7-year-old tits, but I can't handle a lip ring. So, yeah, but they sort of had this flirting relationship the whole time. And Cap's like looking at Bucky, and Falcon, you know, overlooking his shoulder is like, I mean, I'll do it with you, I guess.
Yeah.
Cap's like, you don't have to. He's like, no, I will. I'm Falcon.
like,
I don't got
"No."
shit else to do.
Right? He's like, I was kicking it before you came. I'll kick it after you go.
You wanna
Let's
smoke a
have some
blunt?
fun. Yeah. He's like, you want to try to roll one, bro?
Cap's like, dude, I don't get high, but fuck it.
He's like, you'll get high off this shit. Trust me.
Well, because he's getting all his good bud from Hawkeye.
Yeah. Hawkeye's
At the stash house,
at
you
the
know.
stash house, having the kids run outs because they can't get arrested, just like everybody in Marvel has learned through The Wire.
So, actually, I don't know if I gave my score on Winter Soldier, but I gave it a 9, and it was number 2 on my list.
Yeah.
And I'm Anthony, by the way.
I'm Tim. We will never get that right.
And, you know, like I said, this movie is very good. Very good. It's just not as good as my number 1. And I think that there's a lot of rewatchability in this movie. Like, I could watch this movie like 20 fucking times and probably will only get semi-annoyed by it.
Yeah, dude, this movie could be on a lot. And it has been on a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen it like at least 100 times by now.
So,
It's a good one.
and I also think that if you really look at how well done it was, it's, as far as comic book movies go, I think it's one of the best of all time.
And it
if you
makes
think about
sense. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it makes sense why they bring these directors back.
But it's not a kid's movie at all
No.
to me. This is for, you know, older, like, I mean, I would say like at least 20s or higher of men. This is a guy's movie.
Yeah, action, intrigue, girls, Peggy. For the guys who like to rob the grave.
Well, okay. And on that note, let's do our list.
Sure. So
go ahead.
we're
You go
going off
first.
of mine since I'm the host. For 13, The Incredible Hulk with a 2.5, and that's about as many minutes as I can stand watching that movie at once.
Is he a virgin too? Or no, he's not.
No.
He's a virgin since he was Hulk.
He had a girlfriend that he stole from a therapist.
All right.
Number 12, I have Thor: The Dark World
You son of a bitch.
with a 3. Thor 2: The Dark World. At number 11, I have Thor 1 with a 6. Another. I hope they don't. Well, if it's as
they
cool
are.
as it's gonna be, then I hope they do.
Yeah.
But if it's anything like the other two, please God. Like, you could make any movie better than the Thor movies. I'm convinced. Which brings us to the next movie, number 10, Ant-Man. Size doesn't count.
No.
It's if you have the mass of a 200-pound man. Number 9, I have The Avengers with a 7.6. I know.
7.6. That's 6.7.
Or 6.7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did not deserve a 7.6.
Send the anthrax. I'm telling you.
Yeah, please don't.
I'll give you his address. Just his.
Just his. Shit. Number 8, I have the first Iron Man with a 7. Because 7 is how many times I laughed at any of Tony Stark's jokes.
He's not that funny.
He's not funny at all, even though he has a million fucking jokes in the movie. At number 7, I have Captain America: The First Avenger with a 7.2. Great movie. He fights a giant red dick.
Yep.
Um,
Can't be mad at that. And Peggy's tits.
Peggy's tits. He can't get drunk, so he has to think about something. So number 6, we have Iron Man 2 with a 7.5.
You lose.
You lose. Technically, it doesn't. It could have been the Hulk. Number 5, we have Iron Man 3 with a 7.8. It's a Christmas movie about sacrifice. How original.
All right.
Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy with an 8.2. Yeah.
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 Here.
Space Hillbillies, man.
Gotta love them.
Number 3, Avengers: Age of Ultron with an 8.5. That was the magnitude of earthquake that he was hoping to cause. Probably like an 8 million point 5. He was gonna wipe out the Earth.
Yeah.
That joke didn't work. Number 2, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Gave it an 8.8.
Solid.
And that's because 8.8 is the number that reminds me of the visuals of Peggy's titties when she's old.
Oh, God.
The nipples in the middle.
Yeah. So number 13 for me was the ever so incredible Hulk with a 3.5. I still feel like I have to donate a little bit more to that fucking charity score. And number 12 was Thor 2, The Dark World, which made my world really dark every time I watched it. I had a lot of dark thoughts about watching that movie. And it was a 4.4. I would say I'd give it 2 extra points if it was a little more like a sci-fi original. Probably would have liked it better.
Yeah.
I would have hated it more and laughed at it.
At least then you wouldn't have to pay to watch it.
For Thor 2, I was just literally bored.
It was boring as fuck.
And number 11, I had the not funny Ant-Man with a 6.0. Like I said, I couldn't give it more than the College D because, in my opinion, it just failed at every aspect it was trying to be good at. But it wasn't that shitty.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It had the fundamentals.
Like, it failed, but it didn't fail miserably. You know? Like, they still answered some questions right where a teacher would be like, okay, well, he kind of knows the concept, but he sucks. And number 9 was Thor with a 7. I give 5 points of that to Loki's overacting.
He overacted.
And the Odin coma at least deserved 3 points also. I don't know how that added up. But number 8, I had Iron Man 2 with a 7.1. I'd give 6 points of those to Mickey Rourke's dirty fingernails.
Jesus, how thick were they?
Number 7 was Iron Man with a 7.3. Jeff Bridges, solid. Even when he's not selling or smoking pot.
Or being a cowboy.
And like I said, I would say Iron Man, to me, is one of the most random ones to rank because it is the first.
Yeah.
So I don't know how hard or easy you can be on it. You know what I mean? So, number 6 was The Greatest Man on the Planet, Cap 1, the first Avenger, with a 7.4, which, does it really deserve it? No. But did I love it? Yeah. Number 5 was Avengers 1, 7.9. Probably the most generous score I've given.
Yeah,
and
Avengers 1. Jesus Christ. How did you even give it
I don't know, because every time I fucking watch it, I hate it more. I start not liking it.
I wish, dude, there's a couple movies I wish could just be out of the Marvel universe.
Yeah. But like I said, one of those, I mean, it was the first team-up movie, so how hard can you really judge it? You know, I don't. Whatever. It's my fucking order of opinion. Suck a dick. And number 4, I have Guardians of the Galaxy with an 8.3. Thanos is a child rapist of his own stolen child. And number 3, Avengers 2, The Age of Ultron with an 8.5. And that definitely was an age to watch. I'll tell you what. I think I gained age watching
it's
that.
been like a year since we started it. We still haven't finished.
Number 2, Winter Soldier with a 9.0. Cap's the greatest.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
So there we go. Up next is our number 1.
Yeah, and if you can't figure it out, you know what's coming.
And it's going to be mighty.
And if you have a problem with it, just remember that it's our order of opinion.